There are data showing that boosters can help reduce the symptoms you might experience. There could also be implications for insurance coverage.
By 6 months of age, all children will be vulnerable to a virus that is continuing to circulate.
RFK Jr. is back making waves with more partisan attacks he's launching on vaccines, removing recommendations for COVID vaccines for children. So leave us a like on the video if you can. It gives us a big boost in the algorithm, helps out tremendously. And let's further debunk this nonsense using a CNN panel.
Last week, the FDA leadership put out a new framework where essentially that system would remain the same for people over the age of 65 and those with underlying health conditions, putting them at higher risk for severe COVID-19. But they were saying they wanted to require clinical trial data for essentially everyone else. Now we're hearing they are going to remove the COVID vaccine from the childhood immunization schedule and the recommendation for healthy pregnant women to receive the vaccine as well. And while if it is true that the CDC has recommended everybody over the age of 6 months receive a COVID shot every year, and some of the questions I think that are going to emerge around this move are not just around boosters, but around the availability of these shots as the primary series. So the first time a child or anyone else is vaccinated against COVID-19. While there may be debate around the benefit of getting a booster every year in all populations, most pediatricians we've talked with, particularly infectious disease experts, do recommend that kids need a primary COVID vaccination in order to protect them against this disease, not just in the short term.
The vaccine is especially important for children because their immune systems are immature or underdeveloped in a sense, which leads to far higher risk of long-term severe complications from any illness. Definitely one as serious as COVID-19, as well as serious illness hindering development of the brain and body in the stages where you're most developing your brain and body. Children also are more likely to exchange sickness among their peers. They're just more often in close contact. It's also just founded on lies completely. There's definitely plenty of clinical data that supports the efficacy of the COVID vaccine. Median ages are always under 65 in these things, and the real world data bears it out as well. COVID became a MAGA conspiracy as a way to cope with failing horrendously in 2020. COVID was made for Trump, right? And at this point, these clowns are just denying established science as nobodies who probably couldn't even understand the literature if it was put in front of them.
We're still gathering reaction to this news that just came out this morning. There could also be implications for insurance coverage. So those are important things to look at as well, and we'll bring you more as we get it.
Meg, I keep hearing from doctors, including my own doctor, to get the booster, the COVID booster shot every year, to continue to do so. You might still wind up getting COVID, but if you do, it'll be a much milder case and you won't develop long COVID or some serious problem if you have that booster every year.
Yeah, the folks we've talked with note that there are data showing that boosters can help reduce the symptoms you might experience, at least for a 4 to 6 month period of getting COVID-19. And of course, the concerns about long COVID, the idea that the vaccine can help prevent against that as well, are reasons that a lot of folks still want access to them. And some folks are worried that they're going to lose that access.
I think history will look back with disgust on this era where half the country denies the legitimacy and danger of a virus named COVID-19 for strictly political reasons, pretending as if a virus that killed more Americans than the Civil War, Vietnam, and 9/11 combined, actually double those three combined, is nothing. And the lockdowns and precautions were completely uncalled for. Again, a virus that killed more than 3 wars combined, double that. Despite, again, all science also backing the vaccines and their efficacy, MAGA said, nope, herder, China made it in a lab and the vaccine is woke. Like, I really don't even know what the comparable moment of mass stupidity in American history would be.
I think it's a bad recommendation. I mean, you certainly know that by 6 months of age, all children will be vulnerable to a virus that is continuing to circulate. There have been retrospective studies looking at children, meaning people less than 18 years of age, who've gotten a yearly vaccine, to show that there is benefit. So it doesn't make sense. I think it puts children unnecessarily in harm's way. And there have been about 1,000 deaths from COVID during this pandemic in children. About 1/3 of those deaths were in children who were perfectly healthy before that. So I think it's a bad idea. Also, I don't like it that they didn't consult advisory committees. They didn't consult the public. They just went behind closed doors and made this decision unilaterally for from a man, RFK Jr., who said that he believes in transparency, and he said that he won't take vaccines away from anybody who wants them, and he's done neither of those things.
And that's what the really scary part of all of this is. Decisions like this are usually made by professionals and then recommended to these people appointed to these, positions, committees with specific expertise in like vaccines and immunization and these things. But now it's being made totally political by a man with no experience at that, right? So like, it's as dangerous as it is stupid, where for those who don't know, the move largely affects insurance. If the FDA removes the recommendation, then insurance will no longer cover it, which will instantly cut the amount of people who are able to receive the vaccine by half or more. I mean, it's crazy how Republicans are so pro-life until the baby is born. And then it's like, hey, good luck at school with those AR-15s and COVID floating around. Like, what are we even doing here? Like, why is protecting our kids a partisan issue that only the Democrats care about?